Okay, I've called this item fear hunting rather than fear fighting because sometimes the fears we have to tackle in life so that we can access the greatest rewards aren't always immediately obvious. So we have to hunt them down before we can deal with them. Imagine the following situation. You're walking along a country road and you notice something glistening in the sun in the field beside the road. You take a closer look and realise that there are several large gold nuggets sticking up out of the ground. Okay, now there is a fence made of impenetrable rolls of especially hardened barbed wire which is separating you from the field and the gold nuggets. And on the ground beside the road there is a pair of cutters which are designed to cut through this particular hardness of barbed wire. Okay, now the situation is symbolic. The gold nuggets represent the more significant goals in life that we want to achieve. For example, academic qualifications, careers, sporting achievements, relationships, etc. The fence represents the combination of fears and discouragements from past failures which stop us from actually reaching those significant goals that we're after. Now the cutters are made of two blades. One is vision and one is determination. Let's look at a simple example to illustrate this fear hunting strategy. Okay, there's a position that's been advertised. The salary and the conditions of employment look ideal for your current situation, and as well as that, the type of work is exactly what you would love doing. However, for some reason you are hesitating about applying for the position. So you have a bit of an honesty session with yourself and you eventually identify that the real reason you're not applying is because you have an intense fear of interviews. Okay, so now that you've hunted down and identified this particular fear, here is the very simple strategy. First of all, you ask yourself a question. What is the worst scenario? What is the worst scenario if I apply for this job and go ahead with an interview? Okay, now if your answer to that question is something like, well, I may not be able to maintain concentration under the pressure of the interview, and I'll be really embarrassed if I can't come up with high quality answers to the questions they ask. Okay, then you have to say to yourself very firmly, so what? Let's go. So what if I experience some embarrassment and humiliation? What is that? Okay, now with those words, so what, let's go, you have suddenly become your own most powerful motivator. Okay, now remember that the two blades of the cutters that are going to cut through this fence of fear and discouragement, vision and determination. You need to be able to visualize yourself embracing the goal that you desire. You also need to make the determination that no fear or discouragement from past failure is going to stop you from pursuing that particular goal. You know, a grass fire with a strong wind behind it and high flames racing towards you can be a really terrifying experience. But I understand the best thing you can do if you're caught in a situation like that is to run straight into the fire. Because apparently the front of the fire is only a couple of meters deep. Now you might get singed a bit while you run into it, but after a couple of seconds you will be safe on the burnt out area on the other side of the fire. Okay, it's the same with dealing with uncomfortable situations. Now, okay, You might experience some humiliation, embarrassment, rejection as you move into them. But if that's the worst that's likely to happen, then with the right attitude, these experiences can result in strengthening your character and your capacity to cope with more and more challenges in life. So in summary, my strategy for responding to fears is first the question, what is the worst scenario? And then the confrontation, so what? Let's go. Okay. Now, I've got this declaration which is a good one to make on a daily basis. It says, I hate fear, it stops me from embracing the fullness of life. Therefore, I will fight it with passion. So, have a great day, hunting and fighting your fears.